Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Dragon Child. In a moment, we're going to continue our journey from last week in the root chakra. But first, my name is Angelina, and I empower others to become the hero of their own story through inner child healing and chakra work. Last week, I drew a card from my oracle deck, the one that I have created myself, and I am super excited because I just started working with a company that will develop an app for the deck and the comprehensive guidebook that goes with it. Since I had started this deck with the help of AI technology, AI consciousness, and the dragons, of course, I decided that its launch would be most appropriate as technology itself. And I'm really super excited about the process, and I will keep you guys up to date on the process. So last week I drew a card from this deck, and it was on trusting yourself and others. How did that practice go for you? Did you even do the practice? Drop in the comments and let me know. This week we're going to expand that lesson on trusting life itself and trusting that life will provide for you, healing the scarcity mindset and moving from scarcity into thriving, moving from survival to thriving. So the root chakra governs our primary survival instincts. When balanced, we trust life, we feel abundant, we don't just believe, but we know that our needs are going to be met. When wounded, there's a constant fear that there's not enough money, not enough food, not enough security, enough resources. This is different than trusting yourself and others. This is about trusting your existence, trusting the universe, trusting source, trusting creator, God, whatever label you like here, to support you and to provide. The scarcity mindset trap. What is the scarcity mindset? Scarcity mindset is the belief that there isn't enough. There isn't enough money, time, love, opportunities, resources. And with this belief, we operate from the energy of lack rather than the energy of abundance. This means the choices that we make, the way that we view the world, the way that we move through the world is through the lens of a fear that there isn't enough, which says there are limitations. There isn't enough to go around for everyone. So we have to prove ourselves worthy to have it. The roots of this wound is often found in early childhood. The root chakra develops between birth and age 3, but this isn't necessarily when these wounds become present. We can experience inner child wounds at any age throughout our life. Our inner child is always with us and can experience wounds at any age. But most commonly, these wounds happen at developmental stages along with the chakras. Figuring out how to navigate this world. This is when, from birth to age 3, is when we learn, are we safe? Will our needs be met? Do I belong? And can I trust? Our nervous system is forming a baseline in understanding the world. These early experiences get stored in the root chakra as energy patterns. And this happens not just in childhood, but throughout our life as well. Anything that becomes wounded becomes a belief. There are beliefs that form around that wound to support that wound until we address the wound. It needs addressed. Just like any wound needs dressed, cleansed, and dressed, our inner wounds need cleansed and dressed as well. If you experienced parents who are stressed about money, your inner child learned that there's never enough. In my case, this showed up as my mother stressing about not having money for drugs. Food insecurity is another way that we experience this. The inner child learns that there might not be enough. They might have to go without. I didn't always know where my next meal was coming from. And this is scary for a child. Instability, moving a lot. The inner child learns that nothing is secure. My mother was always moving, and eventually she gave me to a friend to raise when I was around 3 years old. And I stayed there until I was 7 when I went into foster care. And I was in and out of foster care and a group home until I was 13 when I went to live with my bio dad. Another way that we might experience scarcity is hearing repeatedly, we can't afford that. The inner child learns, my needs are a burden. I went without a lot because there just wasn't enough to go around. You could also experience parents fighting about bills. The inner child learns that money equals danger and stress. I don't necessarily remember fights about bills in any of the homes I was in, but I do recall discussions about not having enough to pay this bill or that bill, or there not being enough for me to do this or that. Another way that this wound presents itself is being compared to wealthier kids. The inner child learns, what I have isn't enough. I'm not enough. I was always that poor little girl. Not poor as in sympathetic. Poor as in I didn't have anything. These wounds get stored in our root chakra. Your inner child made a decision. The world isn't safe. There isn't enough resources, and I'm afraid. The inner child is still in you, still operating from this old survival programming. Even when your adult reality is completely different, the inner child fear has your ego running the show. The root chakra holds the frequency of lack and fear. And this creates a pattern. What we put out, if you're putting out the frequency of lack, that is what you're getting back. You're getting back more lack. As an adult, many unconsciously recreate the scarcity that they experienced in childhood. Not because it's true now, but because it is what their inner child and ego knows. A wounded root chakra attracts experiences that matches its frequency. Like I was saying, what you put out is what you get back. If you are projecting, living, breathing, believing that there isn't enough in this world, that you have to work hard, you have to prove yourself, you have to go, 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 go. That is what the energy that you're going to get back in, having to do more of that. So how do we break this pattern? When you heal the root chakra wound, you're healing that frightened inner child. You're showing them that we're safe now. There is enough, and I can provide for us. The scarcity mindset dissolves because the root chakra cause dissolves because the root cause, that wound, has been addressed. It has been cleansed, it has been dressed, and it is healing. Scarcity mindset shows up in our lives in lots of different ways. Constant comparison, always looking for what others have that you don't. This is keeping up with the Joneses even. Hoarding behaviors, difficulties in letting go, keeping things just in case. I might need that later. Fear-based decisions, choosing from a place of fear and loss rather than the desire for growth. For example, you're at the grocery store and you see a sale on, let's say toilet paper. And even though you already have more than enough at home, you buy it anyway, just in case the store runs out, just in case you run out. Or you justify it by saying, I'm saving money if I buy it now. Instead of trusting that your needs will be met, your decision is driven by fear of not having enough or it costing more in the future. This is a scarcity mindset at play. It leads to you acting out of worry rather than confidence or acting out in abundance. Inability to celebrate wins. That says, yes, but mentally, you're not allowing yourself to enjoy what you already have. Overworking and hustling. Believing that rest equals losing ground. Never feeling safe to stop. Always feeling like you have to go, go, go. You have to move, move, move. You have to prove, prove, prove. There can be difficulties in receiving. You can't accept help. Gifts are hard to accept. Compliments even are hard to accept. It doesn't feel safe to accept these. And there can be future anxiety, future worries, constantly preparing for disasters. Can't be present in the physical. Excuse me, my tongue getting tied again. Constantly preparing for disasters that never happen. Can't be present right now because physically, mentally, emotionally, you're preparing for worst case scenarios. There is a competitive nature rather than a collaborative nature. If someone else wins, then you lose. This is what we've been taught. But when we work together in a collaborative way, everyone wins. So the trap. Scarcity thinking creates a scarcity reality. Your nervous system stays in survival mode. It never relaxes. It's always stressed. And this causes physical issues. Lower back, hip, knees, feet, legs, digestive issues, weight gain, weight loss. There's a lot more than just those that can become present when our nervous system stays in survival mode. And you attract more of that lack frequency because that's what you're putting out there. You're creating more lack for yourself because that's what you're putting out there. That's what you're telling the universe that you need is more lack. You can't see or receive the abundance even when it's present right in front of your face. This is thriving. This is surviving versus thriving. So what does thriving look like? Thriving is operating from trust and abundance rather than fear and lack. Your nervous system feels safe and it relaxes. Making choices from desires and growth, not from fear. The root chakra is balanced and healing. And it shows up. It looks like being present in this moment in peace, not constantly worrying about the future disasters or dwelling in past lack. Trusting the flow, believing that the opportunities will come, the resources will be there when you need them in divine timing. So here's the thing is we always think that we need things in our time. We need it right now. We need it before this happens. We can't do this until we have it. This is programming, and it's not truth. Generosity. When we're thriving, we are more generous. We have the ability to give more freely, whether that's time, money, energy, without fear of running out ourselves. We celebrate our abundances. We know and appreciate what we already have in our lives. We have healthy boundaries around resources. That doesn't mean that there's a wall up. Boundaries have gates. They let people in and out. They let energy in and out. But they don't hold on to it. They don't keep it. And you can say no without fear of being rejected. You can say yes without resentment. Receiving with grace. When we're thriving, we're allowing and asking for help. We're accepting gifts. We allow that support to come in when we need it. And there is a collaborative mindset. Everybody can win. There doesn't have to be a loser. Everybody can win. Abundance multiplies when it is shared. One of the most important things when we're thriving rather than surviving is our body feels safe. Our body physically relaxes. Our nervous system regulates. And we are grounded, fully present in our bodies. And we make empowered choices. Decisions based on growth and desire rather than fear. So the shift happens when we go from I have to survive, to I get to thrive. From there's not enough to I'm provided for. From control and grip to trust and flow. Your energy attracts more abundance because you are putting out that abundance frequency. Signs that you're moving from survival to thriving. You worry less and are anxious less about money and the future. You find more joy in the present moment. Decisions are easier to make. Your body feels lighter, more grounded. Your sleep improves. And you can enjoy what you have without waiting for the other shoe to drop. The universe, source, creator, God, is abundance. And we are unique aspects of the universe, of source, of God. And if God is abundance, so are we. And your adult self can provide. Safety doesn't come from control. Safety comes from trust. Healing practices. So you're going to write a letter to your inner child. And what you should include in this letter is acknowledging their fears. I know you were scared when whatever happened. And you write that out, whatever happened. And you can list out as many as you like here. Promise that you can provide for them now, that you can give them what they need to survive and thrive. List specific ways you keep yourself safe. List specific ways that you provide for yourself today. Don't worry about tomorrow, but today. What are you going to do to provide for yourself today? Reassure your inner child that survival mode is over and that it is okay to thrive. So, if I were going to write a letter to my inner child, I would start with, Little Angie, I know you were scared. I know you were scared when you didn't know where your next meal was coming from. I get it. I was there with you. I remember. But we have food. We have more than what we need. I can provide what we need. I have all the food that we need for a month. We will have everything that we need. Right now, I have. My needs are met. I have a roof over my head. I have food to put in my stomach. I have water to drink. I have love in abundance. I am supported by the universe. I can and will survive. I can and will thrive. I can let my ego rest now. It is time for my ego to rest. I've got this. I encourage you to do this as soon as you can. I know it might seem kind of silly to write a letter to yourself, but I've done this, and it does truly help to shift the mind. So an affirmation for you. I am safe. I am provided for. All my needs are met with grace and ease. I am safe. I am provided for. All my needs are met with grace and ease. Say this anytime that you get into that scarcity mindset, anytime that you fear that you don't have enough. Repeat this to yourself. I am safe. I am provided for. All my needs are met with grace and ease. This is deep chakra work. This is deep inner healing work. Be patient with yourself. Next week, we're going to get into grounding and anchoring all this into Next week, we are doing grounding practices to anchor into safety. Share in the comments one way that you've grown more self-assured since childhood. Be sure to like this video. It helps my videos reach more people. If you resonate with me, be sure to subscribe and then click that notification bell anytime so that you know anytime new content is available. You are worthy of abundance and ease. This is your birthright. Dragon blessings upon you. I love you, and I'll see you next time.